Okay, hopefully that works. Hello. 1 second. There's a game here. Kerbal Space Program. So, get back into it. Right, I had some trouble with the mods from our last send-off, but it loaded. However, there were some problems with it. Let's see, just a quick recap if you haven't just watched the last one and what have you, see what's changed, etc. So we did get a satellite into orbit around the moon, the MUN, forgive me if I, slip on that. Also call Kerbal Earth sometimes, it happens. We'll get out to Minmus soon. It's out there a little further, a little smaller moon. It's entertaining. It's green, and hopefully with the environmental settings, there'll be a nice green fog. But this is on our plate for now. We still have a lot of the tech tree to finish up. We're kind of doing an accelerated science mode, but also kind of at a standstill. We're also leveling our astronauts up, so there's that. Well, so this has been collecting data, and is this the button that shows it? Maybe that button doesn't work. Anyway, oh, well, I can't hear anything, but that's because I don't have my earbuds in. Also, trying a new setup from the last video. If you just carried on, or if this is the first one you saw, there were some others that got us to this point. Some streams, and some will be video, like this one. So, yeah, mainly to try and get a lasso on the time, but I tend to ramble on. Should we fly that? No, I don't. I want to see the data it's given back to us. Maybe I'm in the wrong place for that. Thought it was that button. Maybe it's not working. It was working earlier. I could be in the wrong place. See? It's in that one. No, that's the one with our tech tree, but we could have a quick look at that and see where we're at. I did spend our science, got some stuff, but still we got a long way to go, and it costs a lot of science as we get going. Each one of these is 300 science to fill that slot, and then up here 550 per. Wow, and that one 1,000 for each one of those. Wow. Yeah, and some of the stuff we have minimal stuff to work with. And I think one of the mods that I was using previously had a part in it that is in this game, but I think it's that one. No. Maybe not. Maybe it's the radar dish I had. This one? No, again, antennas. Anyway, doesn't seem to be working. Maybe it's this. No, that's the multi. Sure, spend a lot of time thinking about it. Is this one? That's one. This one doesn't seem to be working. But is this? I don't think this is where. This is just, how much data stuff we've collected. These are all the places to visit. well, in addition, they have moons. And they have a bunch of moons around Jewel. It's kind of like a Jupiter. Yeah. And then that's the furthest one out. Come on now. What's going on here? It's already collapsed. Jeez. So we have a little bit for the moon. There's Mimas. Even though, you know, same size, it looks like, but it's much, much smaller. It's like half the size of the moon. Huh. I am a little perplexed then. Maybe I'm just not hitting the right button. I thought that would bring up our scan of our orbiting satellite. Maybe it's broken. Just not showing up on screen. Could be broken. Could be user error as well. Like maybe I don't remember how to use it. It used to be you click that and a window would come up and it would show you the scan of the planet. Interesting. Doesn't seem to be working right now though. So, I mean, we don't really need it. It was cool. It was working when I logged in earlier. I must have broke it. I changed the size of the UI, and that's all I did. I looked at the thing. Was it that button? I thought it was that button. Anyway, we fly that one, you know, it'll put us into that satellite. Get a little radio chatter. It's orbiting the moon. See if we can get a look at it. It's not a fancy satellite. It has one of these scanners on it, and I thought it was operating. Doesn't seem to have an on-off switch. It could be broken or user error. I think I'm supposed to just click on it and there's supposed to be an on-off switch. Anyway. Think. Well, it's not necessary. And if you saw the last video of us deploying that, there was supposed to be a second satellite. But you know, I didn't think things through. I had this satellite on one side of the spaceship and the other satellite on the other side of the spaceship. And we got rid of this one. And then I went to change orbit a little bit. And I was like, I can't steer it straight. Like, well, yeah. You know, I had a big satellite on one side of my ship and not one on the other side. It was a whole thing. And then I wasn't smart enough to get rid of it all the way back to Kerbal. I was fighting it. It was quite an ordeal. But we got back. No probe control. Interesting. I think we got a big enough antenna on it. We ought to have... Oh, it's probably power. Because of the way we're facing to the sun. Yep, no electric. We'll just have to wait till we come around and get a little bit. Because, yeah, I can't even turn it. No control over it. It does have a reaction wheel and all that on board. Run out of juice because of our orientation. Might be able to catch a little bit at a certain time if I'm paying attention, hop back on it, oriented to catch some more sun. But I don't know, we can pretty much end that. That's probably why I don't see I'm guessing. I don't know, I'm trying to make up reasons, stories, explain what I don't know. All right. Yeah. Because yeah, when you come over here, or even on that screen, I think that button exists to push and it'll give you the scan data. And it may not just be working because it's a dead satellite. It doesn't explain why weren't able to keep the data that we had from previous, that the dead satellite erased everything that we already received from it. It doesn't seem to make sense. Yeah, we should just get rid of it. I mean, eventually it'd probably get some sunlight and start working. But other than that, it's just space junk. Not operating correctly. In addition to that, right? So there's two sensors on it. One was supposed to get binome data, I believe. And the other, let's look again. Oh, we'd have to go to the assembly to say what it actually gets. Type of scan, altitude, low altitude. So that's just, yeah, radar. That's the one that was actually working. We had a radar scan. This one here, I think is supposed to give us binome data. Yeah, binome data. Tells you the different places where you can get different samples of science. Yeah, so forth. The highlands, lowlands, mountains, polar caps, things like that. But that was not working. It wasn't giving us anything. And it's not like, you know, it looks like it's got a direction to it, but it just works. Omnidirectional. When it works, it just works. Just noticed this, that I thought I had moved that over, and it must have been when I reset this to be extra large that I yeah, I'll crank that up so nice and big. What am I looking for? I'm supposed to be able to use that. That's so awesome. Thanks guys for that. Could reset that. Oh, I could also scale that down a bit. Good. Okay, so it was a satellite. It was working. It's currently not working. Debating on whether to leave it there, which is a debate I really just shouldn't have. I should just go back to the Space Center and let it do its thing. Although it doesn't seem to be doing anything. It's just space junk at the time. See, you should be able to click that. Maybe I'm wrong about that. It should give us data. Information. But that, you know, it's from a broken save. Like I'm trying to explain. So, you know what? Yeah. And the whole game could be broken. I don't think, well, it could be. But let's just get rid of that mission, start a fresh one. It's not doing anything for us. You know, the whole mission of putting it there. I think I clicked the wrong button. Wanted to terminate it. Instead, I hopped aboard as if we were just going to go for a flight. These things happen. But you know, it's just, you know, the game tracking stuff. Do that. Terminate. Yep. there were no crew on board. Okay, well, so what does that mean? Well, it means I could finally get around to where I should have just started to begin with and gotten rid of that and not said anything about it. But there you go. So we chatted for a bit, got caught up. Here's what we need to do. We've orbited the moon and we've got some science from it. Need to try and land on it. We don't have a lot to work with. It's more or less going to try and convert a single Kerbal capsule into a lander. And I'm debating. I don't think I can do an all-in-one ship that'll go there, come back. That needs some sort of lander and then something to carry it to the moon and back while it goes, lands on the moon, and then gets back up into orbit to rendezvous a couple of rendezvous things. But let's build the lander first and put it into orbit, and then we'll build the ship that's going to carry the orbiter to the moon. That kind of a scenario. Well, that's a capsule. Good. So, think about it though, right? Yeah, this doesn't even need a heat shield then if this is going to be our moon lander. Wow. I can actually read that now. Warning, hatch may open. Yeah. Okay then. Well, right. If that's the case, just go right to some fuel onto it. Right? Doesn't even need a parachute. But it will. Oh. See if I don't have a docking port. That'll be the end of that scenario. That is. I don't know where they put them. Make sure I'm not missing them somewhere else. The Clampatron. May not have one. Okay. Right? Oh, there it is. It's the Junior. Which the Junior, what is this? Originally marketed as the child-sized version of the normal Clampatron. Do I have a normal one? What? Soon found use among hobbyists, professional space agencies alike for its compact profile, lightweight structure, and all-around cuteness. As a result, its small size Kerbals need to hold their breath and wiggle to slip through it. Oh, but they can. Boom. Good. That'll be that. Hey, how do I get you to unselect? Thank you. I know, it's all me. What's this? What? Okay, it's a big one. So what do we need? We need fuel. How big is that? That doesn't look right. It's pretty funny. Might be on the right track then. Supposed to look funny, right? Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. I don't know if I know how to fly that. Let's see what I could do with this. I could make a mess, I'm sure. What did I have? Something like that? Oh, that looks dumb. Hmm. I don't know if that's going to be enough fuel. Hmm. Alright, I mean, you know, why not? Probably not going to be enough fuel. Need to put some motors on it and stuff. Probably don't have the right motors for the job. Got to deal with what we got. That's why it's probably not a good idea to do that, actually, you know. Oh, let's be fancy, but it's 1.8 tons, almost 2 tons, whereas just the single thing is 0.7 tons. Just make life a lot easier on me for now to not try and do something like that. So now I wasted a bunch of time goofing around. I mean, eventually, yeah, but for now, I don't have all the parts to make things go good. Well, maybe. I don't know. See, these are the only gear of landing I have. You know, they're not going to withstand a lot of weight. And I could put more than 4 on there and make it easier to land, but makes it difficult to set engines on the side. Gonna need engines on the side. Something about like that. I don't think those went on straight. No, they did not. Mess with that symmetry a little bit. There we go. Nice and squarely fashioned. Now then, about some motors just to see what they'd look like on there. And I think that's our... the best way to go. Just a couple of them, which might make it tricky to fly. Tell where we're at. And I hope that'll be alright. What else can we do? We need some RCS. Like that. Got here. Oh yeah. Give me the 5-horn. Wonder if that'll cover everything. Just translating this way, you only got one horn on each side of the ship. Should work. What would that have a hard time doing? Should be able to translate to ship forward and back, side to side. Should be able to roll it. Won't be able to pitch it with those though, huh? Not so much. Not so much. Ah. But what about a reaction wheel? We ought to have one of those. Is this a big one? That's pretty tall though. However, get that down there. I don't know if that's a good spot for it. Probably not. Probably fine just right there. What do we get out of that? So here's our delta V. Show that it's going to be in the vacuum of space. That gives us 1900. I think for me, I'm safe with 1800. Or I don't know, I wouldn't say safe, but if things go well for me, 1700 to come down from low orbit, land on the moon, and then exit back up to low orbit. I'm gonna need some monopropellant maneuvering. There's that. Docking, good. Fuel tanks, monopropellant. Put those under there. How's about? And a bunch of them. Does that give me, so there is an amount of 20, whatever that means. Real quick, does it tell me? Does it go through? .10 a second. And what did those have? So it goes 0.10 a second. We have 20 times 8. Right? Times 6. 120 of them. How many seconds does that give us of that? A whole bunch. Is that enough? Depends on how much we need it, I guess. Those are great answers. You know? Gotta get out there and see. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I just had a, like to try this out. Since... Is it this one? Didn't they just have a cube instead of that? What happened there? Lost my symmetry. I may have to rotate it. I think that's what I'll do. Snap them on. And then rotate thusly. I'd have to move them around as well then. Jeez. This could be difficult. There. Okay. Sure, it's primitive, but I think that'll do what I'm after. Hope that doesn't just make it weaker, but looking for some wide wheelbase, you know what I'm saying? Alright, that looks pretty dumb. Can I make it aerodynamic? Puts a lot of weight on that I don't need. It's fine. The air will go right through there. Hopefully. Be great. Okay. That looks alright. Okay. Now what? What am I missing? A ladder? We'll use the jetpack. Yeah, what if I get stuck without juice, jetpack juice? Well, then... too bad for you. What do I have here for ladders? Do I have ladders? That's a lot of weight. There's a lot of weight. Oh, battery. And stuff. Oh, these are the only panels I have right now. We're so primitive. Why is that so weird? You're weird. If all those work. Well, there's that. Now these, might be able to stick them, tuck them somewhere. Up in here, maybe. You'd like do that, and then put them on the inside. You'll never be able to grab a hold of them again. Look how weird they are. Uh-oh. Control Z. Can I control Z again? Yes. Keep it coming. Wonder why I got all weird. That's better. That's probably plenty. More than enough. Maybe. I don't know, there's only what? How much juice on there? 100 juice. This here. It's the amount. 100 electric charge. These will restore 0.3 per second when the sun's pouring right down on them. A little bit less when they're off angle. So, I don't know. This looks pretty dumb. What's the weight? How much weight did I just toss on there? Not a whole lot, I guess. Our delta V's gone down. That's all my dumbness. Yep, wasn't watching. Alright, we don't need all that nonsense. Silly. Just come in good and you don't have to worry about it. I don't know, are these motors too much for this situation? I'm not sure. There's not a lot of gravity there. What do these do? Yeah, my thrust to weight ratio is, you know, 3.5. That's substantial. Can I get away with something like that? Gives me a huge amount of delta V, but what's my... Yeah, 0.39. I don't know if that's good. I don't know what the... I don't think that's probably enough to lift off of the moon. It might not be. Too bad I can't have a couple of those on there like that. But it just goes on there in the center. It won't multiplex. Come on. Huh. The dilemmas. What's this one? That won't fit. Yeah. That's what it's gotta be, huh? With what we have to work with for now, yeah. Apparently I need more juice though. The way I drive. Because actually I think 1700 meters a second is the recommended for good pilots. Let's put more fuel on there. That'll do it. Well, that might be rickety, huh? Should be a little bit more. Monopropellant is still in there. It hid pretty well between these two. That I could put another... See what that does to this value though. As we add more weight. That's a lot of them. Oh, they'll overlap though, I guess. Yeah, it took us down. Maybe just some. Not that many. Maybe that's just too many. on there. We're still within range. I don't know if I need that much monopropellant, but it can be very useful for docking, that's for dang sure. But do my best not to waste it. Probably up. I don't know. Could argue all day with myself about that. I think we'll lower things down a bit. The motors as well. Oh, I did that wrong. Forgot about the symmetry. Make them 4 out there. Bring the motors down, but we only want 2 of those. Four would be overkill, I'm sure. Somehow. Think, yeah, we're not gonna take those. I'll probably regret that. Living on the edge. Just, it was, you know, it's a lot of weight. I'd probably use up that weight, and so ultimately wouldn't affect us, huh? What's the empty canister? Oh, the dry mass is already, yeah. That's what's going on, huh? 1 ton, and then dry mass. 0.1. It's a 1/10 of a ton, but it's 0.02 dry. Hate to run out. Here we go. Anticipating some will get used before we leave the moon. Okay. I think that'll work. It's got electric, got recharging, it's got RCS for maneuverability, plus a reaction wheel for maneuverability. It's like a big gyro in there. Big flywheel. We got our motors. Got landing gear. Put a Kerbal in there. Jeb, sure. Jeb can go. Didn't Jeb go last time? I think, yeah, he was the one who went to the moon. He orbited last. I think Valentina can actually go to the moon. She'll pilot it down, and then Jeb will pilot the taxi that we'll build next after we put this in orbit, and it'll wait for us to get up there. I love it. That's a great idea. Are we gonna launch that? Well, we gotta put some stacks on it. Gotta put a stack on it. Alright, let's do that. Okay. So, well, I want to do this. So it's going to ride something up into orbit and then let that thing go. So I need a coupler. A couple of couplers. Not that one. This one. The TD18. Right, so we'll dislodge, and hopefully those won't stay behind. And that's our lander. It'll get carried to the moon via this port. We'll dock onto it, carry it to the moon. It'll go land, and then take off again, back up into the orbit of the moon, re-rendezvous, and we can leave this in orbit around the moon to get the other one back to Kerbal. Yeah. If we take the two-seater, can we get those two to... That's a... yeah. Alright, we'll think about that in a minute when we build the next ship. It may be a two-seater. We'll just leave this so we're not carrying all that extra mass. Yeah. Starting to think about stuff. Alright, that's great. So yeah, let's put some fuel canisters down below it that are going to take it up into orbit. We need enough Delta V to get up there. I think that's like 1200 Delta V down here below on the next stage. Right, there's that and that. That's all we need for that. Well, okay. I'm going to use this feature right here for a second. Take a quick minute. Take a breather. Be right back. Just like that, hopefully. Well, right. A little glitchy maybe, you know, but quick pause and start her up again. He's got glasses on all of a sudden. Right. But, you know, I'm sure it's not seamless, but, you know, that's the way it is. So, we'll see. Good. I've had myself a little breather. I mean, you can just pause anything anytime you want. Yep. Or take advantage of a commercial break, if it happens to be that. Yeah. I think I want to lower those gears just a pinch. He's messing with stuff. Right, you could fidget with stuff all day. I know, and I was promising myself not to do such a thing. Good enough, I think, right? Because it'll be extended. Boom. Should be clearance. Man, those are tiny. It's gonna be a rough ride. Okay. Also, boy, that was kind of loud, huh? Or at least to me it was loud. Gotta check those levels when we lift off. The engines can be quite loud. Should be alright. We need a bottom piece to this. So I think because everything I had before has to be rebuilt anyway. What's this? Oh, big. Yeah, can we flower out? Oh, we're already bigger. That's as big as it gets, yeah? This one. That's the big one. As big as we got right now. Okay. What does this do? Does that get us out bigger? Yes. Yes. Now we're talking. We're going to the moon. I think we need a little more room. Lift her up. Yes, indeed. What do we got there? 1, 2 of them. That's crazy. I want to make sure I get there. Yeah, but you see, there does come a point. Yeah, I know. Where you're adding fuel to carry the fuel that you added. And it's like, you just gotta find a more efficient way. But, you know, you hit the record button and it's hard to think. I've done this before. But, you know, in the heat of the moment and all this, and let's try something. think. I don't know. I haven't done it like this before. Maybe I have. I think that'll work. Need a little more room to work with. And we're gonna put something on the sides. Do we have the big boosters right now? What do we have? Just the thumpers. Thumpers are good, but is that enough? You know what? Yeah, I do know what. Okay. We're gonna put some fuel cells on the side here. Just a couple on each side. Where do you want them? Out there. Let's see how that works out for us. What's he doing? We're gonna add some liquid fuel tanks on the side. This one's... No. This one's... Not that one. Those are the only ones we have right now. I don't have the... Thought I had a much longer one of those. But maybe not. Alright, rethink it. Put such a large one in the center. That might be enough. Maybe I should just put boosters all around. Let's do a cluster of boosters with this. If I can learn how to talk, it'll be alright. Ooh. Should we get crazy? Do like a flower? That's way too much. I don't think we need all that, but maybe we do. Maybe we do. It's a little high. Hang on. Let's do this. If we... Up here. What happened? That's not what I wanted. I want... come on. Come on. There. That's what I was after. What's he doing? Trying to get him down. What's going crazy on me? I think I might have got it right that time. There we go. But you know, I mean, you go, wow, yeah, that looks cool. I'm thinking, yeah, that looks cool, but there's a lot of work to be done there. I gotta put struts on everything. Because they're, you know, otherwise they're gonna go off and they're gonna do that kind of thing, wobble this way and that. And let's see how it'll strut with that many on there. If it'll symmetrically strut okay, we'll be alright. Did everybody get one? Yes. Alright. Not bad. We can do an alt click. Duplicates it or whatever. And there we go. That wasn't so bad. That wasn't so bad at all. Alt click. Let's come down here. Some support down there. Give us a boost. Hit the alt button. Get another one. Do it on this side. Structurally sound. And all of those will decouple when these automatically go. Now, there is going to be a problem. I might be able to fix it. Well, some aerodynamics would be nice. And I think we might just have the parts for that. What do we got there? Nice white tops. Sure. Looks like a nice clean rocket. Lots of power. Maybe. Doesn't look like it has much at all. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. It's probably a dumb design, but I'm going with it. I started down this road Gonna see where it leads. What was I looking for? Structure, maybe? Uh, 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 huh? Oh, we have these. Alright. Okay. Those are the ones I was looking for? I think that might have been it. What are these? Oh my goodness. Look at that. It's ginormous. Well, what is that? Is that a fuel tank? That's a solid fuel booster. That's huge. Is that one even bigger? It's that size. But ginormous. That's overkill. I don't need 6 of those. Put 6 on there. No way. No way, Jose. It's not gonna happen. But we are gonna put bigger ones than these on there. Are they gonna be those ones? No. These ones. The kickback. Oh my goodness. No way. That'll never work. No. It's way too much. Didn't even go on there correctly. See that? Be malfunction junction. What about these? That's worse, probably. I should pay attention. What is it? Okay. So this will give us a maximum thrust. 500 bones each. Down here at sea level. 600 bones, basically, right? 593.8 kilonewtons of kick per. We could dial them down a bit, which we really should. But they'll burn for how long? For a while. I think it'll tell us over here. It's too much, just do it, man. I know, right? I didn't want to spend all this time, but here I am. Let's see where the boosters will take us if we do something like outrageous, but not. Which one was that? Was it that one? This one. It'll burn for a long time. Maybe longer than the fuel. We'll just dial back the thrust. Let's put... Wow, that's huge. It's ginormous. Ooh, spiky. That looks cool. Let's get some support, some structural integrity going on. Boost it. That looks weird that it's in there. I don't like that. It's not going to change. Alt. Click. Get over here on this side. Need some there too. Excuse me, got an itch. Alt click on it, give us another. Give us a boost. Booster. Mr. Booster. Give us a boost. Still need some engines here. And what I was thinking, since I think we have it available. Where is it? Where is it? Maybe it's available. Think about this. Where would I find that? Just go through all of them. Looking for the engine attachments for multiple engines. If I have any. Uh, hmm. Well. Hmm. See if we can move these down. I need them down further. It's a ridiculous rocket, but it might not be. It may very well be, though. Still need motors on there, but yeah, we'll go with the swivels. I think. Is that a good choice? That gives us what? Hang on. $167 kilonewtons of thrust per motor at sea level. And actually, these are going to be taking most of it in the lower atmosphere, so we'll be somewhere between. Oh, they don't do so well in vacuum. Well, better. Okay, yeah. I wasn't reading that right, but yeah, 215 is definitely higher than 167. So yeah, they'll be somewhere between there for each one, swiveling. But really, where the meat and potatoes is at. Oh, come on. So when we do this, show all, but at altitude, sea level, where are we at? No, that's in the wrong place. We want this to be here. There. And all of those to burn at the same time, right when we take off. We should lower those a little bit. With them. That's better. Maybe. I don't know. It might be worse. But... Oh, this is weird. Okay. Yeah, I don't have little rockets to put on here to get them away from the ship when we get rid of them. This will kick them out a little bit, but not much. And with them being so long, it can happen. If we're lucky, they'll clack together after they've cleared. Might have to do a maneuver like kill the main engine, separate, and then kind of shimmy out from between them gently. We'll see, but what does that give us? Not much, actually. I was hoping for much more from these. Maybe we ought to go up to these. And the thrust to weight ratio is not that good. And again, it could be because I'm carrying fuel to carry the fuel. And if I just get rid of some of this rocket, it might go over a lot better. Because right now, yep, it doesn't quite get us there, and it'll be sluggish off the mat, and I wonder if we'll even burn out of liquid fuel just about the time that these burn out. Here's what I could do to test that. These are the liquid fuel rockets. those will burn for 63 seconds. And that's not what I wanted. Show all. These burn for 263 seconds. No, just make sure I get this right. That might be right. So yeah, it would burn for longer than... Wait, then... Yeah, I'm not sure why that doesn't include that time. I'm not smart enough to understand that. So anyway, what the heck is that all about? It's a lot of delta V in there with those. I don't... Yeah. Let's try it out. Sure. Okay, so what do we need more of? Need some RCS on here so we can maneuver it. Or react. Well, we have this reaction wheel that'll do the whole thing, but that's a lot of weight for that little reaction wheel up there to handle. These are little ones. On it. At the extremes. 4 of them. Yeah, no, I think that's right. Got an itch. Got an itch. I've probably been mumbling this whole time. Not even thinking about it. I got an itch, though. Just mumble, mumble, mumble. Sorry about that. It's giving me trouble. Go flat on there. Sure. Probably be alright. And then way up here. Though that might fight against those there. I don't know. Is that... That's not on there. Why is it giving me such a hard time? You do the same thing down there? It's this symmetry. That's not what I wanted to do. Did that get rid of it? Didn't. There it is. Thought I hit. That's alright. It's okay. Is that on there? Symmetrically? Or is it on a tilt? It's so hard to tell. I think that's okay. The other one was giving me trouble though. That one. Was it? My head's giving me trouble. We're good. I'm gonna step away. Except that it's gonna need some RCS, otherwise it'll use the RCS up there. Won't it? I think it would. And I don't want it to. I think it probably will anyway. Won't it? How do I prevent it from doing that? Will it feed across that? Probably would. Yeah, I know about the parachutes missing. Ladder, yeah, I know about that. Oh, I never put a battery back on there. That's good. Good to know. Hmm. Hopefully that's enough. Probably. Can't transmit anything. Well, yeah, there's that. Wasn't planning on transmitting though. Now that we mentioned it, probably ought to bring an antenna of some sort. Of the type of sorts. Try to make that symmetric, I guess. Never really a good place to put an antenna. It's on there. It's an antenna. Yep. Let's see. Hopefully it won't burn up on our way out, or, well, it doesn't matter after that. As long as it doesn't burn up on the way out. Something we'll have to watch out for. In fact, which reminds me, so we should dial that down. I think. Just feels like it. We're just gonna make them burn longer. But I don't know. Bunch of I don't knows. I do believe we need more monopropellant or ready to go. Ready to get this job done. It's about time. Is that one too? It's a baguette. That's liquid fuel. So how many is in that? 7.5. These are 20. Spot formed down in here somewhere. That's probably good. Huh. Good enough. Hopefully all those will feed off of that and not across the hitch, but can't guarantee it, I guess. I think we're about ready to go. Other than, what do we need? Don't need that. This isn't gonna work, I know. It's a waste of time. Symmetry. I don't know which directions. There. It's not bad. Is that gonna hold my rocket? Guess. We're probably at a good height. This isn't gonna work. Let's go try it. You ready? We got a Valentina on board. We're gonna put her in orbit, hopefully. Is that enough? Just barely enough to get us up there, I think. If we have to use a little bit of this, that's fine, because we'll anticipate that in the taxi ride there. The next rocket to go, we'll be carrying some additional fuel that we can just offload. Maybe. We do kind of want to leave this big thing behind. so that it falls back to Kerbin. So we will be using a little of this fuel to get into orbit, so there will be some fuel transfer anticipation. Let's do it. Let's launch. Well, give it a name, yeah, and some digits. Yeah, it's a good name. Save it. Doesn't have to be up that high. Bring it down a bit. Doesn't have to be that low. Just launch. Yeah. Alright, let's see if it'll fly. You betcha. Sunset launch. And that chatter is chatter mod. Yep. How you doing, Val? Yep, we can get inside. Look at the view inside, see out the window. That direction is up. When we're looking out the window, yeah, we're looking out upside down. Out across. Yep, south, I think. We're looking south. That direction. Now, a cool thing about this is that now that we're inside, we can actually, there's really nothing to click on in here except we can throttle up. Put the throttle all the way up from inside here. Look around, see our feet, gloves, laundry, toothbrushes, tools, science, snacks, board games. I don't know what that is up there. Food, not food, air, parts, more science. Great. So, yeah, you have to remember to check in once in a while. Yep, but we can't see inside that. Lights on. Maybe some battery power. Hey now. Alright, good. Let's go. It's time to launch. Put that away. So what we're gonna, yeah, we're gonna kind of go up, maybe twist a little bit, head that direction. Downrange that way. Up, get some speed going, then roll onto our backs over. That's what we'll do. Yeah, so we'll do that in 1 second. But it does occur to me, right? Check our staging. That's fine. We don't have any way to come back. That's fine. No parachutes or anything. We don't plan on bringing this back if everything goes well. So, okay. So, right. The structure is going to release us at the same time that those 3 engines fire up, which we're already at full throttle. We did that, and the boosters will kick off at the same time, sending us up into orbit for like 70 seconds or whatever, and then they'll burn out. We'll drop them with this. 3 motors should continue on to get us up into orbit. Just before we make orbit, we'll jettison that. leave it there. The last little bit, we'll use those motors to get us there nice and neat, and we'll wait for our taxi ride. Well, we'll come back here and build the next ship. If this bottom works well, we'll use it, probably, or some variation. Well, the taxi ride's probably going to be heavier, much heavier. It's going to be carrying a lot of fuel. So we need a better booster system, likely. I don't even know if this is going to work. There's some of you out there going, oh, that's, you know, that's doomed from the get-go. Silly. We're going to need the SAS on there, stabilization system, and the RCS, not quite yet. We may need it. See how well the reaction wheel does. Probably going to need it. I don't want to waste it though. Well then, launch already. Let's do it. We're ready. See about this. Maybe that volume needs to come down a bit. And I gotta watch that volume. The levels. Not sure where it's at. That's audible. The motors will probably be louder than that. I might have to turn that down. Go ahead and turn that down just a smidge. Let's go. Hit this space bar and we're off. Yeah, should be. Giddy up. Slow and lumbering. Doesn't look like it'd be too loud. Good, those are dropping faster than this. It's our speed, not even 100 meters a second yet. Want to get some momentum going before I start maneuvering. But we do want to rotate. Or we drop back over on our back. Should be a mountain out here. It's kind of got the slope. Call it that away mountain. At least I do. Well, that might have been a mistake. Yep. Coming up through the clouds. Oh jeez. Got to lose the solid rocket boosters. We've been through full throttle this whole time. Yeah, well, they separate. We want to go that way a bit. There they go. And we'll separate. Yeah, so I guess we got away with it. Hopefully this will work. Might be down a little far. Probably went over a little far too fast. Let's check the map. See what that looks like, where we're at. See if there's something. Where are we at? Yeah, it's growing. That's a good sign. The time to get there is 27 seconds. We want that to grow, as well as this growing up to about, be comfortable with 100K. Make sure we're still headed right way. It's flying reasonably well. Can't really see anything out the window quite at this point. Where's the button? That's the C key to get in there, the M key. Should probably lift the nose. Yeah, I think I went over too far too early. I was really wanting to stop at the 45, and I think I went down to the 20 or so earlier. I don't know. Almost out of fuel too. I don't know. Might make it. It'd be just fine. Yeah. We'll kill the engineer in a moment. That's good. Kill it. Set up a maneuver. When we get up here. Prograde. That'll be fine. So that'll be a 30-second burn, 2 minutes from now. Let's get on the maneuver and see how well our reaction wheel handles things. Well, let's get prograded. We don't have the skills for maneuver right now. We have to get her some more skills. We'll get it that far. And then just make it stable and see if we can manually put us on the maneuver node. Well, actually, it's probably be one and the same here in a bit. It's probably going to end up, it should end up being right on the prograde-ish. Did that change? I thought that was 30 some odd seconds. Interesting. So, we want to cut that in half. 13 and a half seconds on each side. No, that's not right. 12 and a half seconds on each side. Ish. It's dark. We launched at sunset. I gotta kind of keep my eye on that. Guess we could have warped there, but wanted to think it through. We're getting there. So I'll hit the Z key, it'd be full throttle. Just do that for 25 seconds. Right along the maneuver, which should coincide here in a moment. More or less this direction. Give or take a smidge. It's a long wait. I think we're ready to go. Let's do it. Beautiful. I missed it a little bit. That's alright. Camera should wobble. We get in orbit. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. Hang on. I wanted to get you just before. That's good. How do I want to do this? Same direction. Yeah, that's how I want to do this. I think. Holy mackerel. See how this flies, huh? Uh-oh. Oh. No? What's going on? That's what's going on. And there was the camera shift. Yeah, so yeah, we're in orbit now. But it's gonna be a weird one, huh? Let's look at it. Oh, geez. What are you doing? What are you doing, my friend? Wasting fuel, that's all. Good enough. Step away. Step away. It's an orbit. It's fairly on a good. I mean, we have a tilt. It's not a great tilt for going to the moon, but still might be able to work with it okay. It should be good for a rendezvous to get the taxi up there. And this piece here, when we switch to it, yeah, our debris, this should fall to Kerbal. We can watch that. Just sort of speed up time a bit while the other stage will just sort of... there's the moon coming up. And we're deorbiting, kind of. Should go into the atmosphere and slow down and drop in. Either burn up, one of the two. Fall into the ocean, maybe. Hopefully it'll fall into the ocean out here. Find out. Yep, we entered the atmosphere. That's why it slowed down. Little luck, it'll blow up. Burn up. Otherwise, just hopefully it'll land on in the water and not on someone's house. Didn't think that through at all. Here we go. Hopefully it won't just stay in orbit. I don't see how it possibly could. That's got to be slowing it down immensely. Surprisingly, not so much. We're still falling. Might blow up. Sunrise. Took off at sunset. Just the same sunrise, sunset. Here's the heat bar. Still falling. We're supposed to go down to 15K, but I mean, we should... Then again, the camera hasn't wobbled to tell us we deorbited. Or if it did, I missed it. Yeah, it's gonna land on the ground then, huh? Yep, somewhere on the ground. Look out below! That's impressive. Yep, going in. Tried to slow it down in time, but I didn't. Okay. Uh-oh. What do I need? Need to go to the Space Center? Like, what do I do now? Add up. Well, we'll get that later. So what are these? Oh, that's the debris that we'll clean up in a bit. That's the one with Val in it. Let's check on the status. What are you doing? Guess we can turn that off. Yeah. A little piece of curb in there. Should have left the SAS on. It's easier to control that way. Want. I learn how to steer this thing. I think the moon was out over here somewhere. No, can't find it. See if I can get back to the sun. And no, it's not the sun. What is it? It's Kerbal. Right? That's what their star's name is. This is Kerbin. I should know, but I don't. Unless I was correct about that. Pretty good maneuverable ship. But you work out which way you're going and all. Wobbliness. It's the reaction wheel. Hard at work. Wait, no, go this way. Shot, I think. We're headed this direction-ish? Nope. Sort out this way. You're pointing straight. You turn around like that. Wait. No. What are you doing? Sort of like that. We're headed that way-ish. Could have straightened that out. That would have helped. There we are. Alright. What is he doing? Just goofing around. Hop out of that. Alright, so we'll just sit here and wait for the taxi ride. There's the moon. I couldn't find it through the window. Probably turn that light out. Unnecessary use of battery power when we go around to the dark sides. Okay, so that's our mission next time. Gonna end this one here. Yeah, that went on long enough. Alright, thanks for bearing with me. Yeah, we had to put up with them for a long time. Alright. Well, there you go. So in the next exciting episode, we will put a taxi ride together for Val to take her to the moon. She'll go down and land in this contraption. Hopefully. See if that works. And then we'll leave this in orbit after she'll land, go get a sample or something. Get back up into orbit to the taxi. We'll leave this in orbit there. Or deorbit it, depending on how much fuel we got to work with, and then we'll come home. That sounds great. Alright. I've given you fair warning. The video's ending. Alright. Stop it there. Well, let's fade to black. That's a good way to handle it. Alright. Bye.